My good people, welcome back. This is episode number 25. This is your boy Marc, and as always, this thing that you're watching right here is called Don't Kill the Messenger Podcast. My people, what is up? Holiday seasons are officially upon us. By the time I put this out, by the time you hopefully, please watch my podcast. By the time you hopefully watch this, it would be Thanksgiving week. Yeah, man, Thanksgiving week. I'm not sure what you guys are going to get into. But whatever you're doing, whether it's going to see family you haven't seen in a long time, whether you're just cooking for your little family inside the house, whether you're just going to chill and order food and have it bring to you because you don't want to do nothing but just chill and watch movies or football, whatever it is you're doing for Thanksgiving, my people, make sure you're doing it. Make sure you get some rest and relaxation, or if you're going to hang with the family, make sure you have a good time with your people, man, because not to be morbid, but tomorrow is not promised. So while you're here, man, let's make a go at it. Now, I want to address something real quick about the last episode. Now, if you watched the last episode, you notice I was setting up a message of a day, and then there was a big gap, and then I started talking. Well, there was supposed to be like a video in the middle of the message of the day like I normally do, and it was supposed to be from Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, who I just adore as just a human being, and the message he was trying to convey. Yeah, I deadass grew up off Mr. Rogers when I was a youngin'. But anyway, PBS was like, nah, Playboy, you can't put that out there. It's like every time I edit or every time I take a clip for somewhere to try to put in my message of the day, I know I'm skating a fine line on copyright ice, so to speak. So this time they finally got me. They were like, nah. So I apologize for that little gap if you guys noticed that. So. Now, this episode, I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't do a message of the day. That's because I'm not really going to keep you guys here that long. I just want to kind of throw something out for the Thanksgiving week and just kind of, give you some talk. So let's talk our talk. So this past week, I was in kickboxing, right? And now, mind you, I started taking kickboxing maybe like 2 weeks ago. And if I got to be honest with you, I'm loving it, man. It pushes me physically, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me, by the time I'm done with it, it makes me physically exhausted. But I got to be honest with you. Me, at the end of doing it, being physically exhausted is like the best feeling in the world. As tired as I am during these classes, it makes me feel alive. I know that sounds super crazy, but it just does. But I want to be real with you guys, because I don't ever want y'all to come when you watching my podcast if you think that I have it all together. And the question and the truth of it is, no, I don't have it all together. And those of you who watch my podcast, you don't have it all together as well. That's what makes us human beings. I ain't wearing this ridiculous brown Chevy shirt because I literally have got to do laundry. You understand what I'm saying? It's just human stuff. So anyway, during one class, I was getting discouraged because you have to do sort of some kicks, right? They call roundhouse kicks. Now, if you know, or maybe you don't know, I'm about to let you know that I have a right knee replacement in my knee. So my legs, now mind you, I'm doing well. Like I did a 5-city bike tour, which I probably said 1,000 times on this podcast. So it doesn't limit me. Like I just started jogging not too long ago, but I can't really do, the things that maybe people who have two good legs could do. But I try, man. I really try to push myself. So anyway, back to this kickboxing thing. So I was trying to do something with the knee, and my kicks, bro, were looking super retarded, bro. It looked like spaghetti was trying to kick the kickboxing bag. And this was one of the first classes when I came home feeling super dejected. I was like, damn, man, like, what am I doing? I'm telling y'all this, and I'm being open and transparent because I want you to know that, yeah, man, I have moments of insecurity. I have moments of self-doubt, you know what I mean? We all do as human beings. But here's what kind of digged me out of that self-pity that I was feeling after the class. So the New York City Marathon happened a couple of weeks back, right? And I really didn't pay any attention to it. But then I was on my Instagram and I seen a feed, and of course everything I talk about I try to put it up. That's if I don't get cock blocked by goddamn YouTube copyrights. But this one should be okay. Of this young lady who seemed to have Down syndrome. You could tell that she had Down syndrome. But the amazing thing about her was that despite her having Down syndrome, she finished the New York City Marathon alongside of her mom. And the sheer emotion that this young lady had after she made it through the finish line, man, just the joy, like she let out a primal scream, man. It just made me, I ain't gonna lie to you, I gotta be honest. Sometimes as men, you get that feeling inside, but you trying to choke back them tears, but something is like hitting your soul. I got that feeling when I seen this young lady run across the finish line, despite of her, what some people might think is a disability. She didn't see it as a disability. This isn't her first marathon. She's from Texas. Her name is Kaylee Williamson. And the backstory behind this particular marathon is that her grandmother always wanted to take her to New York City. But unfortunately, her grandmother passed away due to the complications of Alzheimer's and dementia. And that story resonated with me because if you follow this pod, you know that I speak openly about my mom having early onset Alzheimer and dementia as well. So anyway, it took Kaylee 10 hours and 9 minutes, right, to make her one of the first women with Down syndrome to complete the New York City Marathon. Already, she's the first person with Down syndrome to finish the Austin Marathon and the city's half marathon. And she and her mom are on their way to running half marathons in every state, another tribute to her grandmother, who would have dreamed of escaping her nursing home as she struggled with the Alzheimer's disease. Now, why does Kaylee Williamson's story resonate with me? Because it gave me no excuse. When I'm telling you, I literally came home and was feeling pity for myself. But then when I seen this on my IG feed, I said, nah, I'm not going to get down. I snapped out of it. This young lady, despite her, what some might think can be a hindrance or a hurdle that she can't get over, if she can be a complete savage, and I say that in the most affectionate way possible as a person who also tries to get after it, then what do I have? I have no excuse to make just because, I was feeling the way about the way my kicks were looking because of my not so strong right leg. So, once I seen that, man, I went to the gym and I kept practicing and I kept practicing. And then when I would go to the kickboxing class, I would practice. And today, I have to tell you guys that my kicks are getting way, way better. I felt confident, and it's just something that I'm just going to keep trying to go after. Now, why am I saying all this motivational stuff? What am I talking about? Why am I rambling on? This is why I'm rambling on. No matter, sometimes it seems the obstacles that life has thrown to you or the shit that life can throw your way sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie to you, you gotta keep pushing on. Like you have to. You gotta keep on finding the motivation. And sometimes you're not gonna find that motivation from outside people. Sometimes that motivation is gonna be within yourself and how you look at yourself and and how you fight off sometimes your insecurities and your self-doubt and things that can hinder us mentally. So I just found it, just amazing to see what this young lady accomplished. And it just made me want to get up and stop poo-poo for myself and just, kind of get up and get after it. Now, listen, there's mad things to talk about this week. If you've been following stuff, Puff Daddy and Cassidy, lawsuits, alleged rape and abuse. Puff Daddy said, I ain't do it. Then he said, all right, but here's some money, shut up. Make it go away. There's still the crisis popping off in the Middle East. We might possibly get into World War III. I'm not talking about none of that this week. Maybe show 26, but this week, I just want to kind of keep it on a motivational tip. Now, speaking about my mom. Last week, I went to go pull up on mom. What was I doing over there? Did I drop off? No, I just went to go pull up on mom just to say hi. It had been like a week or so since I seen her, so I just wanted to say hi. Now, this particular time was trippy because as I get older, I get a little introspective. So I went into my mom's house, and I'm telling you, my good people, it felt like I was visiting my grandma. It felt like I was visiting my grandma back in my 20s when she was my mother's age. My mom is 68 years old. And when I say that, I mean because when I walked in the house, everything was, the lights were dark. I mean, like, you know how old people do. Sometimes they draw the shades. It's like, Jesus Christ, a damn vampire living here. So it was something like that. And it was just eerie. So my mom opens the door. She's complaining about her back, but she's still smiling. She's doing old people stuff. She's cooking chicken on the stove. And, sometimes I get emotional when I see my mom like that, because this ain't this ain't the mom now at her current stage in life that is just hopping all over New York City, taking the bus, taking the train, just doing what she want to do. She's kind of become a little bit of a recluse, and she really low-key doesn't like to go outside. Now, why do I mention that? I could do one or two things when I see my mom like that. I could throw a severe, like a supersize pity party, bro, before the trimmings and cakes and tears and all that stuff. Or I could be super thankful and super grateful that even despite her Alzheimer's and dementia, that my mom is still here, and she always picks up the phone when I call and say, hey, Boobala, what is going on? Reason I'm grateful and thankful for that, because honestly speaking, man, a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people wish they had a mom that, yeah, she might have a couple of ailments here and there, but no matter what, when they pick up that phone and you look under Mom Dukes picks up that phone. And over the last year, going to 2 funerals, like literally like within a calendar year, and seeing how not even that life is short, man. Life is fleeting. I don't take my mom being around for granted. I really don't. And I just thank God she's still here. So that is one of the things that I'm like super thankful for. And one of the things that I'm thankful for in regards to this year is that my wife is still around. Now, if you follow the show, my wife had a stroke literally on Father's Day. And it was just like one of the worst things that ever happened to me in my life. I ain't gonna lie to you, I really haven't totally mentally dealt with those feelings of what it felt like, right? But like I said, I can always have options, man, to either throw the pity party or to realize and be thankful and grateful that, she's still around, she's still here. She didn't have to get rehab. She didn't lose speech. She went back to work. I think we were riding bikes like maybe 3 weeks later. So just the fact that despite that tragedy, despite that thing that it was just like no husband ever really want to go through, the outcome of it, thank God, was something that I'm really thankful for. That I'm really just blessed to know that things could have went left, but they didn't go left. Now, I'm not saying all this to say that things can't go left sometimes, because things could go left. Your life is not perfect. I know I know that, and I know you know that. And sometimes when things go left, you just gotta jump in the car and go left with it until that shit eventually writes itself out. So right now, even if things seem to be going left in your life, I don't know, what might be going on with you guys. Just know that eventually this shit writes itself out. It really does. I'm a person who battled depression and all sorts of craziness when I was younger, of thoughts of trying to end it all. But I'm glad I did, because if I could go back in that DeLorean and go talk to the younger me, I would tell the younger me, everything is going to work out. Keep fighting. Keep staying the course. And I'm glad I did. I'm not saying life is perfect, but I promise you, I'd rather be alive to fight through a struggle than not be here at all. Life is short, ladies and gents. So, why am I talking all this? Why am I just coming through here on Thanksgiving week and giving y'all a drive-by episode? Here's why. If you're going through something, and we all are, but you in something real right now, you know what I mean? And you don't feel like the shit will ever get better, and you don't know when it's going to turn the corner, trust me, I promise you, it will turn the corner, but you got to keep fighting. I was texting a family member. I don't want to put his name out there, but I was texting a family member the other day who's going through probably some of the most toughest situations that a man could probably face as a man in regards to a relationship. And I told him, yo, man, you got to keep fighting. You got to push through. Now, that's just not a generic phrase to say, because I totally been where he's been, and I totally understand all the emotions and pains and it's just like someone took an ice pick and just kind of just damaged your heart. I've understand him more than he can even understand. But so I told him, yo, you got to keep pushing through. Now, just family member told me, well, I have to. Not, I feel you, bro. I feel like you have to, but I want you to want to. I want you to want to get up out of that pain, man, and know your self-worth. Because sometimes as men, we think that, we just have to suffer in silence. And for the most part, we do. Because honestly speaking, if we run our mouths or open our mouths too much, we think people might look at us sideways. You know what I mean? But I just want you to know, and if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking to. Yo, I want you to keep pushing through because, this shit gets better. It gets better. If you focus on yourself, if you focus on making yourself physically and mentally better. I'm not saying it's going to always be rainbows and unicorns, bro. This is life, man, and life be lifing. But if you focus on yourself and kind of love yourself, everything falls into place. You're talking to a person who literally at some point in my life did not love himself. And I just know that things got a little bit sweeter in my mid-30s when I started loving me a little more and kind of, stopping some of the foolishness that I would do as a young adult. So that's what I want you guys to do. Whatever you're going through, if she broke your heart, if you feel like and it put you on your ass, get your ass up, man. Fight another day. Let's say if you was doing something real good, man, I don't know, and you kind of backslid and you kind of backtrack, and now you feel bad about it. Yo, we all do that. Don't worry about it. Get your ass up. Fight another day. Let's say if you sick somewhere, man, and you and right now you're physically not able to do anything. Heal up. Get physically better. Heal. And once you physically heal, get your ass up and get yourself back into the fight. So that's what I want. So that's what I want you guys to do for me for this Thanksgiving week. I just want you to be grateful, and I want you to be thankful for, the things that you have in your life. Life may not be perfect. You may not live where you want to live. You might not have the job that you want right now. You might not have the girl or the car or whatever. But I want you guys, and I know it sounds corny as F when I say it all the time, I want you guys to just love yourself. Love yourself. Be thankful and grateful that God made you who you are. You know what I mean? And that nobody else in this whole entire world is like you, because you are you. So ladies and gentlemen, I told you I'm coming in here. This is literally a drive-by episode. I just want to give y'all something for the Thanksgiving week. So I really, really, really want you guys to have fun. If you're going out with your family, like I said, if you're just staying in and chilling, and I know a couple that's going on vacation. Every Thanksgiving they fly away. They don't want to do it family stuff. They're like, yo, we're on a plane and we're flying away. If you're doing that, I want you to have fun. Just whatever you're doing this week and for the rest of the year and for the rest of the next year and for the rest of your life until you are no longer lifing, bro. Continue to love on yourself. I want you to love other people too, but I want you to love you more than you love other people. Because if you love yourself, then loving other people, there ain't no thing. Well, at least people that deserve it. And more importantly, ladies and gents, my good people, I want you to love God. So on behalf of me, myself, and Mini Park, who this guy right here, Soundwave, some Halo dude, Captain America, and a car that I found in the street, this is Don't Kill the Messenger podcast. I just want to come by and say thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me on this podcast journey of mine. Some episodes are better than others. Some episodes get more views than others. It doesn't matter. I'm going to keep pushing through, and I would love for you guys to do the same. Enjoy your Thanksgiving week. Enjoy the time with your family or with yourself, and I will see you for episode number 26. God bless you all.